Hey guys, Detectivefail here, or Dia for short. Hope you're doing well. Back with another review, this time on Titanfall 2. Let's get started. Been a long time since I last played a great first-person shooter, and to my delight, Titanfall 2 exceeded my expectations beyond great, to the point it has solidified into one of my favorite FPS games. Trust me, it's a titanic achievement and one I feel deserves a review. So here it is. You play as Jack Cooper, a run-of-the-mill rifleman in the distant future, where humanity somehow has colonized other worlds and where Titans, big, hulking mechs you can pilot, dominate the battlefield. He has been assigned to learn under a mentor who pilots a Titan. However, after training, events spiral out of control, and he must now stop a corporation called Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation, or IMC for short, from launching a superweapon that threatens a militia planet called Harmony. Outgunned, outmatched, and without any nearby allies, it's up to him to turn the tide, and boy does the game detail his journey throughout the game and whether or not he will succeed. Jack doesn't start with much, but soon enough he can pilot a Titan with personality and artificial intelligence, and one who can converse with Jack. This is an interesting mixed FPS formula where usually I'm alone in combating many baddies with some occasional support from my allies. Here we see the bond between Jack and his Titan, called BT-7274, or BT for short, emerge, and man, it is one of the strongest points the game has to offer. Jack is young, inexperienced, and most of all doesn't know how to pilot a Titan. And yet, BT has no problem showing him the ropes. It's awesome to see, and integrated, not half-baked either, since there are plenty moments where BT will mentor and guide Jack as they go up against the IMC, providing a fascinating buddy companion who can think for themselves while allowing you to pilot them and work together to eliminate hostiles. On the gameplay, I'm giving it super thumbs up, providing a Mirror's Edge-esque ability to wall run and jump innately, keeping the momentum fresh and not awkward. It feels good to go between walls again and again while evading enemy fire, and the checkpoint system here is very balanced so you don't lose a lot of progress going from one area to the next upon death. Level-wise, it's linear, with areas to explore, not always corridors either. There's plenty of open space to explore here, and even better when the game will throw a puzzle here and there to keep the pace ongoing. I can also hide using an innate stealth camo and kill any enemies from behind. And also the level design is very varied, and I didn't see much copy-paste design. Interesting biomes to see, fight and traverse, and enough to tinker your brain with puzzle segments and more. It doesn't bedazzle us with explosions and more explosions without context. There is motive here, purpose, as you progress through the plot on your way to stopping the IMC. Frenetic and yet balanced. This is how I describe the gameplay formula as you blaze your way through the game. There are plenty of weapons scattered throughout the levels, and I feel the game structures the weapon placement pretty well. There's enough to be varied and quite a lot of grenades to choose from as well. So I didn't have trouble picking new weapons or looting ammo. If anything, the weapon variety is included when you pilot a Titan, with the added ability to pick from more than 5 different weapon loadouts. Of course, you can't unlock them all early on. You have to progress through the game to earn it. Speaking of weapon loadouts, you use them extensively since you can't just mow down enemies inside a Titan all day. There are fights with larger enemies, so look forward to that. I found those battles to be cool and enjoyed them thoroughly since each one offers a different combat advantage from other enemies. Not going to say any more than that though, best to experience it blind in my opinion. One last thing, before I delve into my critique. There is an aspect introduced in the game partway which elevated the game further in my eyes. It's done in a way that feels natural and one I feel is my favorite part. I want to gush more about it, but I don't want to keep this review longer than intended. Now, my mixed feelings about the game. I kind of wish the campaign was longer. I clocked in at just a little over 5 hours and every moment was savored throughout the game. I feel just a bit more length could have propelled the game to greater heights and explored a deeper sense of the world building, in the sense of who and what kind of military are we siding with at the beginning of the game and throughout. Titan's history, how they function, how they came to be, their combat effectiveness, and any historical significance regarding major or minor battles in history, Jack Cooper's background, and more. We don't learn much about him, really, in his past. His relationships with anyone he knows, from family to friends he made in the past. There are audio logs throughout the game, and I did listen to them. They provide extra detail on the world and characters, which I appreciate, but still not enough. I think a codex would be a nice addition to learning more about the world and characters here. While I did appreciate the short campaign nature, the additional missions could have helped let the game breathe, so to speak. Granted, there are moments where the pace will let you slow down and breathe, but these moments are few and far in between to truly grasp the world here and the main plot. I feel Titanfall 2 fails in this aspect to immerse me further. I would have included cutscenes to flesh out the main character and BT more, along with the villains and sidecast as well. Moreover, briefings could be longer to let the player ask questions and delve more into the tactical and strategic side of things, thereby allowing Jack and BT to have more moments to shine throughout the game and show more moments where it's not just fighting. Additionally, this may be a hot take, but I would like a health bar to see when I'm fighting on foot. I died more on foot than my time piloting a Titan, since I could adjust and know when to retreat. Here, the health bar is when the screen would darken with blood on all corners of my screen and would become larger the more Jack is hit. I feel this isn't a good way to implement a health system, and while I appreciate the immersiveness of it, I think players would be better off with a visible health bar so they can know when to retreat and recover health naturally. It's weird having these mixed feelings since the game shines a lot in areas where it does have strengths and lows where it needs improvement to go from excellent to truly masterful. There is potential here and I am here for it if the developers at Respawn Entertainment ever come back to making another Titanfall campaign. And that's it. I don't play a lot of FPS games, but this one exceeded my expectations a lot. It doesn't boast the sheer scale of Halo, nor does it reach the banter I love from the Bad Company series. Doesn't even touch the powerful abilities like Crysis, nor delving deep into the psychological themes like Spec Ops. Instead, Titanfall 2 shines in the sheer mobility of run and gun here. Interesting level design and transitions kept my interest afloat, and I haven't personally seen it done in other FPS games. Even going above and beyond by introducing an aspect I love and the developers deciding let's go whack only adds to the sheer balls of them to do so, and it just works fluidly and organically without throwing my suspension of disbelief and destroying it with a meteor strike. The fact you can pilot a mech and they can talk with you adds so much to the gameplay and level structure. Great bonding moments between man and machine. Easily a must play for any FPS game and even those curious to try an FPS for the first time. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thank you guys for listening and watching, and take care.
All hands, abandon ship! All hands, abandon